May have been conceived the new fashioned way by artificial insemination. The science dates back, of course, to the 1960s. By the 80s, sperm donor banks were going upscale. Why give an egg just any old sperm when the essence of brainiacs can be yours for the asking? The Genius Factory was an idea whose time had come. Now the results have come of age. At 21, Leandra Ramm has an extraordinary voice. She's won national and international competitions since age 14. Her great passion, a life in opera.
I'm just doing what I loved the best, so the best that I can be.
Her parents, Adrian and David Ramm, who were unable to conceive children, selected a sperm donor in the early 1980s. Not any donor, though. They say they got the sperm from the repository for germinal choice. This man, Robert Graham, created it, he said, to, quote, produce more useful citizens. He hoped all the sperm donors would be Nobel Prize winners. Yes, it was hugely controversial. The press quickly dubbed it the Nobel Prize Sperm Bank. Imagine a generation of geniuses.
See, we didn't think of it as the Genius Sperm Bank. It was the repository for germinal choice. And Nobel Schmobel.
Yes, but they did want gifted children. For the first time, prospective parents could make an educated choice, pun intended. They could choose from a catalog, pick the traits you want from anonymous color-coded donors. Donor White was very engaging, warm, friendly. Donor Turquoise, head of a large research lab. Donor Fuchsia, a world champion in his field. The parents, and now their children, remember those color-coded genius fathers.
He was named Clear, was the color. There was a whole bunch of colors. There was Fuchsia, that's my sister and brother's biological father.
To Graham's dismay, however, only 3 Nobels participated. Worse for him, none produced any kids. So he adjusted the standards, and we now know his donors were scientists, businessmen, and even an Olympic gold medalist.
Would it, in fact, create a generation of geniuses?
David Plotz is a self-described sperm detective and a journalist. But the repository had closed in 1999, 2 years after Graham died, and records were sealed.
I wanted to see how this first experiment at human genetic engineering had turned out. What would happen when you tried to program children to make them better than Mother Nature intended?
So Plotz, now the author of The Genius Factory, used the internet.
I wrote an article inviting anyone who'd been involved in the Nobel Prize Sperm Bank to contact me. And I sort of expected to hear from hoaxsters, and I didn't, I kind of hoped I'd hear from somebody, but I didn't really expect the response that I got.
Plotz has spoken with about a dozen men who say they were some of the estimated 40 donors and located 35 of the estimated 200 or so children believed to be offspring of the Genius Factory.
I think that the children themselves are above average as a group, and some of them, like Leandra Ramm, are quite extraordinary. Again, as with any group, there's a wide variety.
My mom said I sang before I talked. I don't know if that's true, but and I played the piano, I played the flute.
But is that genius, or is it just how her parents raised her, or perhaps both?
The parents who went to the Nobel Prize Sperm Bank were parents who clearly had the resources to locate it, to find it, to seek out Robert Graham and his special sperm. And they also tended to be very well educated.
If I hadn't been infertile, it would have been the same thing. Because I'd like to think that I'm intelligent. And so I would have passed on equivalent quality sperm, so to speak. As long as the child was going to have a good start in life, a healthy start, and with some genes that had possibilities.
For Leandra, the possibilities seem endless. Most impressive is her sense of self. She knows what she wants, who she is, and who, in her 21 years, has defined her most.
David is my father. Even though he's not biologically my father, he's my dad.
When her parents selected their sperm donor, Donor Clear, he was described as a fair-haired science professor of European roots.
My dream is to be an opera singer. I, am studying, and I would love to perform on, all the world's best stages one day.
A dream she attributes to her parents' love and support, not to her biological father. Still, if she had the opportunity, would she want to meet Donor Clear?
I'm here today because of what he did. So I would really love to meet him one day, just so I can, even just to express my gratitude to him.
Well, he's out there maybe listening. So if you are making a designer baby today, what are the latest design options?